I'm John Gonzalez. I'm with England Bulkers Stewart, the GPS group. I've been a licensed realtor. I originally got licensed in 1981. Been in this community since 1990, and I really love Martin County, and I love working with my clients and helping them with all their real estate transactions. I do residential. We certainly have our fair share of commercial properties we've sold. I've sold raw land. I've sold farms. I've sold horse farms. So it's a little bit of everything, and I love what I do.
I am Michael Ponte from the GPS group in England Bulkers here in Stewart. I am the P in the GPS, and I have been a resident of Martin County since 2009, relocating from Northeast New England from Connecticut. A lot of people from up there want to come down here, and there's a very good reason for that. Living in paradise is wonderful, and I enjoy working with buyers and sellers to help them figure out their real estate goals.
And I am Stacy Little, and I am a lifetime resident here in Martin County, raised here, and essentially grew up in the real estate business. Got my license 30 years ago and have been working in different capacities in the real estate industry for that time, both behind the scenes and now more out in front, and happy to be servicing buyers and sellers and taking a new direction in the industry and really just again, like John said, love Martin County, have been here my whole life and like to share it with anybody that I have the opportunity to share it with. I think it's the collaboration that we have with each other, and the ability to just fine tune services and help meet the needs of our clients.
And I think it's also important to note that we answer our phones. We don't just text our clients. We answer our phones. We talk to our clients. We guide our clients through the buying or selling process. We have between us, we have gosh, close to 100 years of experience, which is kind of scary, but I am the old guy. Um, and so with that experience, we can certainly guide people, which is the GPS part of our team. We can guide people to make the right decision, to get to the right goal, and ultimately get to the right home or move out of their home if that's their goal. We're working with clients right now that are, you know, had challenges, and we're able to help them get through those challenges and get the deal closed.
I think it's also about caring about the client as more than just the transaction. For instance, we had a client in Hope Sound who was relocating to North Florida for some family issues, and they were an older couple. They had sold their unit fully furnished, had contracted with a national furniture company to buy some new furniture, and what happened was they paid extra for delivery on a certain day in that northern Florida area. Well, when it came time to deliver that furniture, the company said, "Well, we're going to be about 30 days because you're outside of our delivery zone." So, as a realtor, it really bothered me that the client was put in this position. So, I contacted the furniture company, talked to them about honoring their commitment, right? Because they took these clients' money, they gave them a commitment that they would be there on a certain day, and then these are elderly people, so they need their furniture. So we were able to work out with the furniture company to get that furniture delivered on the original delivery date. So it's about understanding that people need things outside of the transaction, and that willingness to go the extra step to help them get what they need.
Well, I think that was one prime example. Like, we are here for our clients. We are always going to be a resource to them, no matter what they need. We want to be the ones that they think of first when something comes to mind or something needs to be taken care of outside of the transaction, during the transaction, really at any time.
We had an interesting, I mean, just today, we had a first responder that is going to list his home with us, and he asked about, do you know a good handyman? And he came by today and asked us some of our opinions about certain handyman projects he needs done. And he's meeting with the handyman this afternoon. And we don't have any paperwork signed by him, but we assume that he's going to list his property with us. It doesn't really concern us whether he does or doesn't. We're going to help him get what's needed to be done to his home so he can prepare to sell and go into retirement happy and with a little bit of extra money in his pocket.
Yeah, our goal is to be a resource. That's really our job. I'm always amazed with this industry. I love it because basically you get paid to socialize and to help people and meet interesting people through the course of the business and the transactions. And then our role is to help them and guide them through whether it's selling, buying, or realizing that staying in their property might be the best thing
Done that
at
too.
that point in time. Yeah. So it's really about being a resource, and we want the clientele, we want the public to know that no matter what it is, whether it's a question locally or a question nationally or a question over in Europe, that we can get them the answer to a real estate question just about anything.
And I think it's important too because we have been here for so long that we have established connections and relationships across many industries. And we just want to make sure that they're getting the service that we would expect to get and not putting them with people that we wouldn't work with ourselves.
So I joined Engel and Volkers almost 10 years ago as a franchisee here in Martin County because I love the story and I love the brand. We talked earlier about collaboration. It's a very collaborative brand. And what we do is, people from up north, they go see their agent and they refer people down to us. We refer people up to them. And it's been that way. When I first joined England Volkers in Florida, there were 14 offices in Florida. We're now over 50. In the United States, there was less than 100. We're now somewhere around 600, I think, or 500. Um, and we've grown from maybe we sold $1 billion in Florida when I first got here altogether. And I think the last number I saw was 4.4 billion. Um, I went to Europe this summer and went to the office in Cannes, France, had a great conversation, had a wonderful hour-long conversation, met other agents in their office, and learned more about how to sell real estate in France. Um, but they'll come over here and they'll do the same thing here, have a cup of coffee at our office. And that's just the way that we work internally here locally because we don't, we don't hire just any realtor to come to work for us. We hire people that are going to fit in and be a part of the overall team, not just the GPS team, but the England Volker Stewart team.
Well, and it's been great too because I mean, I'm working right now with a client from the Northeast that Engel Volker's agent up there reached out to me directly so that the team could help them to buy a home here in the area when they sell their business up there. And we've had several referral partnerships across the state and across the country essentially able to give and take back and forth to help. So the brand is recognized and respected. And I think it's been a great transition for us having now going on our second year with Engel and Volkers and coming from a different office here locally in town. The support and resources that it's provided have been great. And the collaboration and team environment in the office, it's been amazing.
I'll tell you a quick story on a referral. We just got a referral down from St. Augustine. And as we started talking to the older couple, she and I realized we were both from Jacksonville, Florida. It turns out that we're pretty sure her mother and my mother went to high school together back in the 20s. So it's kind of a fun small world when you start working together with other people. So that's one of the things we love about our job.
Well, Michael and I work together at another office here in town, and we've always worked well together. And John and Michael had a friendship, relationship, mentorship, that is carried over many years. And, the conversations had occurred when we thought we were ready to make a move and make a change. And, it fell into place pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, I met Stacy and said this'll work. If
You said if she comes along, you're in
I mean,
to me. Yeah, that's typically how it works. The interesting part is when people ask about the name, there's always a question there, which is great because it breeds a conversation. But Stacy has been a staple in Martin County for so long and been in the real estate industry for so long that everyone knows her as Stacy. She's almost an extra mom or aunt to just about everything. So it was, for me, it was an easy connection to Gonzalez, Ponte, and Stacy rather than her last name of Little, because people don't really seem to know her last name.
Well,
Because you're
but
Yeah, they know her as Stacy. Simply as if you pretty much go anywhere in our industry and say, "Hey, do you know Stacy from Little?" Yeah, so everybody knows who she is.
there's different sides of the business. So we did have a client, we had our property listed, and we did everything we could to get it sold. And sometimes there's stories where you can't quite get them to the finish line. And we stepped back and celebrated. We came to a mutual decision that it was time for her maybe to try something new, because we weren't getting the results that we were looking for her particular property. And, a week after she made a change, she was successful in getting things done. We were still part of that, facilitating that transaction behind the scenes, even though she may not have recognized or known that. But it's the celebration of those clients when they reach those dreams, whether we're involved or not sometimes, that just that stick with you, and you remember, and you want them to reach their goals and their dreams.
Well, once we get to know a client, it's not our goal to maximize our profit. Our goal is to get them what they need and what they want.
Yeah, I think that was kind of my point
Yeah,
in that. Yeah.
and we have had clients where, you know, we exceeded their expectations, and we've had clients that we couldn't help. But at the end of the day, it was a matter of getting it done and still being friends at the end of the day. I think it's really important that this is not about the transaction, it's about the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bottom line is what's best for the client is always what's best for us. It's exciting. It's
It's different.
there is some, so to speak, maybe hangover from the COVID years, and inventory in the past couple of months has, well, I would say in the past 12 months has doubled in the area. So there are more choices for buyers to make. There is the worry or thought about interest rates, and people, we just had this conversation yesterday, thoughts about when is the best time to buy, when is the best time to sell. My feeling on the best time to sell is whenever it's convenient for you, and the best time to buy is whenever you can find something you like. So there's really doesn't matter. People say, well, what about the rate? Well, I asked someone yesterday, I said, how confident are you that the rates are going to come down? Oh, I'm just waiting for them to come down. I said, well, do you realize when they come down, prices will go up? So do you want to be buying in the upswing, or would you rather buy now? And if you're confident they're going to come down, then we can help you refinance later. So it's really about timing, and timing in life is everything. So when you want to sell, that's when you should sell. And when you find something you like, that's when you should buy. Absolutely.
And when it comes to the rates and stuff like that, we have quite a few lenders that we consider our partners, where there are some very progressive, very exciting programs that they can offer to home buyers to help with the challenge of the current rates, anticipating a better rate in the future.
Yeah.
So there are all sorts of products out there, and we can help guide our clients in the financing area, in the appraisal area, in the, taxes, insurance. The good news is for Floridians that the insurance market is adjusting to recent legislation, last year's legislation and current legislation.
Mm.
A lot of our clients that we talk to have seen, not big, but they've seen slight decreases in their policy.
Or they're pleasantly surprised when they get an estimate
Correct.
based on the adjustments that are being made.
Yeah, my own personal home, which is one that sort of does not fit into the favorite category of insurance carriers. We got a rate decrease this year. It surprised me. Um, I would
Took it.
I took it
Yeah.
because realtors throughout the state of Florida, along with other people, spent a lot of time lobbying our legislators over the last 5 years to help us with the insurance crisis that we have in Florida. Insuring a home in Florida is a challenge, but I think that the legislature has made a lot of progress on that, and it and it's in a large part to from the lobbying efforts of realtors like Michael, myself, and Stacy, who went to Tallahassee and asked for that legislative relief.
We're here for you. Like, we want an opportunity, a conversation, to help reach your real estate goals, help get you to where, you desire to be in the real estate industry and the real estate market. We want those relationships to continue to flourish and grow, and yeah, we love the opportunity.
And I think we all here, see us for a free, no obligation consultation. It's a true statement. If you are thinking of selling your home or you're looking to buy a home, come meet with us. And if it clicks, it clicks. If it doesn't, you know, no harm, no foul. We've probably met a new friend.
Yeah.
We want to help, and maybe it'll be the best decision you ever made to come talk to us. And one thing I can guarantee is it won't be the worst decision you ever made because we're a really nice group of people they're really intelligent and have your best interest at heart.
Yeah, I think the echoed sentiment there is the four-letter word help. And that is really what we're here to do. A lot of people say that, but we really mean it. And so, what we say we mean, and what we mean we say. So it's about helping the client, no matter what it is. It doesn't really matter if it's getting property ready, if it's staying in a property, if it's someone needs to clean out. Whether we are there ourselves or we have affiliates that we work with constantly, we are a resource for you. So many times, I can't tell you how many times it happens where the second or third phone call I receive is, "Do you have anybody? Because this is what happened." I said, "Well, why? Why didn't you call me the first time?" So I didn't want to bother you. I said, "Do you realize this is what we do? This is our job. This is our profession."
Just beyond that property too. I mean, we have so many resources for so many different things and so many relationships. Whether it's past clients or networking groups that we're involved in. We definitely want that call to be us.
Yeah, bother us. Don't worry about it.
And Ingon Volkers has a yachting division. So, if someone wants to buy a house from us and then they want to buy a yacht, we can even help them with that.
Or an airplane.
Or an airplane. That's true. was contemplating, there's a sign behind the camera that says be intentional. And I think it's important to know that the GPS group, that all of us, when we're working with a client, we're very intentional. We're very thoughtful about what we're going to do next for our client. We don't try to just jump in and throw something against the wall and hope it sticks. We know what we're doing, and we make very determined and very thoughtful next moves when we're working with a client. We're very intentional about what we're doing for them.
Intentional and authentic. I think that's really important.
Sure.
Yeah, it's all about understanding the client's desires, wants, needs, right? And then figuring out a plan to make those a reality and to make sure that we understand exactly why they're doing what they're doing and what is our role in facilitating to make that happen.
England Volkers has a luxury. It's a luxury brand to some extent. I mean, it is a Louis Vuitton of real estate. And I've had friends that said, well, I didn't think that my house was good enough for you. And what I love to say is that every house is a mansion. It doesn't matter whether you're in a modular home or whether you're in a waterfront mansion. To us, they're all the same. Every home is a mansion. Where you live is your home, and where you live is your safe spot. And if you're going to ask us to enter into your safe spot, we're going to treat you with dignity, respect, and give you our 100% attention.